Hello music lovers and clarinet nerds. I wanted to make a little video about how to get lightning fast fingers on the clarinet. I have a fantastic exercise. Well, it's not my exercise, I just love it so much. It's an old French exercise called Vade-Mecum by Paul Jonason. Please forgive my French pronunciation. So basically, clarinetist, perhaps you've heard of it, it looks like this. And there are so many different exercises within this little booklet, this little book. But today I wanted to focus on the first 4 pages. You get the shape of the exercise directly. Everything that I want you to do, everything that I'm gonna try to show in this video is actually written. So this is basically just clarification, because I've noticed that a lot of clarinetists, they do the exercise but not perhaps as efficiently as they could do it. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, there are, for me at least, 3 super duper important things about this exercise. So number 1, make sure that you are completely in tempo. So the exercise says to do this little one. Let's do the first 2 rows of this exercise. I will try and show it in the video here, how they look. And so basically, you do it exactly what's written. You do it first with the metronome set to, well, the metronome is always set to 60. But first you play it like quarter notes in 60. So I will put on my metronome here and show it shortly. There, I'll show it. So first in 60. Of course you can take a breath. I tried to do it all the way, but it was okay. So perhaps not the best reed. Well, I'll blame the reed. Okay, let's turn the metronome off. So that's number 1. Do it extremely rhythmically. Well, I would prefer that you record yourself doing this exercise to make sure that so you listen afterwards, see if you really are super duper glued with the metronome. So that's the first way to do it. Tempo 60, 60 as quarter notes, and second way around, you do it as half notes equals 60. So let me see if I can show that. Metronome on 60 again. Now half notes. So that's it. That's the foundation of how you should do this exercise. So number 1, stay rhythmically. Number one thing. Now, in order to get lightning fast fingers, this exercise is made to combine a very stable and good control over the air and still have light fingers. That's why there are this small burst of sforzando. You can see it here. I'll try to cut in a little picture here. And so I was trying to do that. So that's the second thing, to be super is a good word, to be really well. The second thing to remember when doing this exercise the second thing to remember when doing this exercise is to make these nuances extremely clear. So I would suggest keep a pianissimo when you don't have the sforzando, and then do quite a lot of sforzando when you do it. So I'll try to show it. So metronome on 60. So this is the difficult thing, to be able to have very, very good control of the air, and when you do this sudden burst, these to make sure that the fingers aren't cramping up when you do something very sudden, explosive burst of air here. Because that's why this exercise is so good, because you learn to combine, you learn to do two things at once. Okay, that was the second most important thing. I'll back up a little bit. Number 1, play rhythmically. Number 2, follow the nuances. So well, follow them. And again, record yourself to listen to it afterwards. Okay, number 3. This is where it gets a little bit interesting, because if you just look at the notes, the shape of the exercise, every 7 bars that you have, look quite well. It looks very, very simple, but he inserts some special fingerings. Do this, the fingers that you not usually are doing when playing, because the pitch will get a little bit too flat or a little bit too sharp while doing these exercises. But the fingerings are there for a reason. The reason is to really make it difficult here, to have loose fingers while doing difficult fingerings. So I'm going to go through each of these exercises now. I'm not going to play them through. I'm just going to speak a little bit about each of these, the first 4 pages of the exercise, to make sure that you all are doing it correctly with the correct fingers. Okay, here we go. Number 1, the one that starts with a written E, low E. This was the one I played earlier, so it's, well, nothing special there. Now the next one that starts with a written F, then it starts to get these instructions in French and these small plus markings. So the plus markings are there. Whenever there's a plus marking, that's the exact note that you should follow this instruction in French. So my French is just fantastique. No. But I think I've managed to decipher this. So number 1 says, the first plus, à gauche, sans lâcher la clé numéro 3. And then the parenthesis, fa, and then I don't know the word for this one. Main droite, MD, right hand right. And the next bar, plus à gauche, gauche is left. So basically, forgive my French interpretation, this is how I would recommend you do it. So, okay, the second one, that starts with an F, and the first bar starts with F and go up to G flat. You should play it like this. So you have F like this, and then you do 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 do, and then the next bar, G to F sharp, you do it with your left little finger, and then the very last note here, you go down to F like this, and then the next bar, the bar that starts with A flat going to G flat, it says sans lâcher la clé numéro 2. You play it like this. This is A flat, this is G flat. So you don't let go of this one. Dee-do, dee-do, dee-do. Normally you would do it like this, because otherwise, well, now it sounds like this. That's not the best sound that we want to have, but this is the fingering to use for these exercises. Okay, moving on. Next one. That start with an F sharp going to G, à droite. So you just do it like this. Do 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 do. No question marks there. Just keep doing the F sharp with your right little finger. All right, next one, G to A flat. Now it gets a little bit interesting again. So this one you do the first bar, G to A flat, like this. The next bar, A to G sharp, you keep this key, you hold this and you just lift your ring finger doing A to G sharp. And the next bar is G to A flat, you go down again, normal. And the next one, that's B flat to A flat, you keep this key pressed. So B flat, A flat. And then the rest of this little passage you follow the same instructions. Next one, G sharp going to A. This is G sharp. Go to A like this. You keep holding this one like that. And then it doesn't say that you should keep this one or hold this one for the rest of this this part. So I would say try both. Perhaps it's a good thing to keep this little finger here. Okay, that was this. Now next one, the one that starts with A going to B flat. This is A to B flat, very nothing here, nothing strange here. And then C flat to B flat, you use this little key, nothing strange here. And then the rest of the exercise, nothing strange. Next one. A sharp going to B natural. Okay, here let's make sure that you follow this little plus markings, so that you the first bar here, A sharp going to B natural, da 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 da. Next bar you have C, and then immediately with your middle finger like this, and then the last note in this bar, the last B natural, you go back to do this. And then after that, the last note in the third bar of this, right before there's new line, you go with this one as you've already done, and then the next one, C sharp going to B natural, you do this. It actually says to only use the C sharp, sans lâcher la clé numéro 5, ni soulever l'index. Again, sorry for my French. But I interpreted that not let go of this one. So, but I would say that this way of playing C sharp to B natural, this is C sharp, this is B natural, you keep holding this key on the C sharp. I think that's good. Da 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 da. No, da 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 dee da 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 da. Okay, good. Next one. Nothing strange. This is the one that starts with B natural going to C. B natural, C. D natural, D flat. So nothing strange in this one. Okay. Next one, C going to D flat. First bar, nothing strange here. Next one, sans lâcher this clef. So this is D to C sharp. You keep holding this one. And then you go back to C to D flat. And then E flat to D flat. You keep holding this. So this is a tricky one doing fast. Which is, I love this. This is why I love this exercise. I have to practice it, of course, you can hear. Well, I have a bad read, so I can't do this. Okay, next one. Where were we? C sharp going to D. So the first bar, you play the C sharp. Let me just move that one. C sharp to D like this. You have the C sharp here. And then you lift. You keep holding this key when going to D, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, D, C sharp, D. And the bar after that, you use your right hand, your right index finger. Now it doesn't say that you necessarily should let go of this one, but I mean, at least on my clarinet, these two kind of, if you can see here, they move against each other. You have this little click sound if I keep holding the C sharp key. So just do like this: E flat to D, E flat to D, and the rest of this one is quite straightforward. All right, that's that one. Next one, D going to E flat. Now this supposedly should be this E flat with your left hand. And then the next bar, E going to D sharp, you're going like this. And then next bar you're doing this, because MD stands for main droite, right hand. And then the next bar, A to E flat, you keep holding this one, so you go, this is E flat, this is F, E flat, F, E flat. This is a quite common way to do this if you want to do something fast, going to, like for trill or something, when you have to move fast between these notes, you keep holding this. Okay, good. Next one, the one that starts with D sharp going to E. Then first bar you do this, D sharp, E, D sharp, E, and then F. Next bar, nothing strange here, back to D sharp, E, oh, you got an Emil, fantastic. So, and the next one, F sharp going to E, you do this. You move the thumb. Let me see if I can film. So this is E, this is F sharp. Standard procedure all the way. And, okay, good. Next one, the one that starts E to F. I'm just gonna drop my little script here. And E going to F, yes. So normal, E to F, nothing strange here. G flat going to F with the side here. So this is F, just the thumb, and then you use these two to G flat. Nothing strange, super duper normal in every way. And then you go back to E to F. And then the next part, vide, the G is just open, simple open G, nothing strange here, good. Next one, F to G flat. So here you do, this is a little interesting one, just a little bit at least. So F to G flat with these keys. And then next bar, G to F sharp, you do with your left index finger like this. And make sure that you switch exactly on where the plus is marked. It could be the very last note of a bar, or it could be like the second note of any bar. So anyway, F, G flat, going like this. Next bar, G to F sharp, open G, F sharp, like this. And then again back to F to G flat, like this. Next bar, A flat to G flat. You keep holding these, and you do kind of this. See if I can show it like this. So here I would recommend because this is a tricky one to do fast, because you want to keep holding these two while moving between G flat and A flat. So here I have a little trick, that at least that works for me, is that you have your left hand. Imagine that you find a good angle between your thumb and your index finger that's quite close, and then imagine that this freezes. So instead of moving your fingers like this, you move your arm a little bit like this. Instead of, because then when you want to do that really fast, you can just do it a trill. Well, if you want to do a trill, it's quite easy to just kind of cramp up your hand like that. So, pro tip. Okay, next page that I dropped but found. F sharp going to G. Nothing strange here. F sharp to G, G to A flat, this one, this little guy here, and then back F sharp to G, and the next one, A to G, just use this one, normal key. Good, and now it gets interesting again. So the one that starts with G to A flat. You start regularly, G to A flat, and now there's a lot of French text here. Let's see if I can if I can pronounce this. So the bar that start with G go with A going to G sharp. Avec la première phalange de l'index, main gauche, sans lâcher la clé numéro 9. Deuxième phalange. Perfect French. Basically, you keep holding this key and you just move the outer joint of the left index finger. This one is really difficult to combine this burst of air with this little, because there's just tiny delicate movement here. And then back to G to A flat. And now we have B flat to A flat. Ok. Avec la première phalange de l'index, main gauche, sans lâcher la clé numéro 9. Deuxième phalange. No. Strike that. Let's go back. I read the wrong line. B flat going to A flat. Avec le pouce et l'index. Main gauche. Basically, again, you hit the A flat with the second joint here, the middle joint of the left index finger. And you just kind of have this small, delicate movement with the thumb and the outer joint of the index finger. So going from, let's see if I can show. I'm holding this in the middle joint, and then I'm just kind of doing this little movement between A flat and B flat. So like that. Okay, and then back to doing the next bars, G to A flat, A to G sharp, well, back to normal. Next one, G sharp to A natural. So here again, we just use the G sharp like this, and then you just use the outer joint to go to the A, and then the same thing going to B flat, and well, the same as the one before, but then going for B natural to A. Oh, this is a tricky one, but this is kind of easy to look because he puts fingerings, very, very clear fingerings in this one. So basically going from B natural to A natural, you play B like this, and the next register like this, you know, with octave key and everything, and then you only move your left index finger and your left thumb going back to A. This is the one that I found the most tricky, because you kind of well, at least I kind of cramp up with the rest of my hand. So that's a really tricky one to do fast. Okie dokie. Let's move on. The next one, A natural to B flat. Nothing strange here, and then we're back to C flat to B flat. That's the same as last one, like B natural and C flat is the same notes. And then again, the next line, C natural going to B flat. You play C like this, and then B flat. You only move these two fingers. Good, we're approaching the end. We're almost there. Oh, it's a long tutorial. This is not a short video. It was kind of long. So the next one, let's start with A sharp going to B natural. You know that one from before. This is A. You play A sharp like you played B natural. The last one, you have all these fingers, the right hand, and then you have these two, and then this one playing this one, I forgot this one also, playing the A sharp going to B. You only move left index finger and left thumb. Goody goody. and then you move from C to B like this. Nothing strange here. The next line, a new one, C sharp to B natural. What you do here is that you keep this one, your left little finger on the B natural, and then you play C sharp like this. This is B natural, this is C sharp. B natural, C sharp. So normally when you play, when you move between B natural and C sharp, you let this one go, otherwise it sounds. You get it's too flat playing with this one. But this exercise is to loosen the fingers. So follow this instruction. Okay, next, the last one, B natural, the one that starts with B natural to C natural. Well, basically you play B like this, B natural like this, normal with octave key and everything, and C like this, lift your left little finger. And then the next bar, D flat to C, you basically play like this. This is a very normal, it says second bar here, D flat to C natural, it says sans lâcher la clé numéro 3, main droite. Don't let go of this one with your right hand. Okay, that's a walkthrough through all these different kind of all these small segments of this fantastic exercise. Now this book is filled with a lot of more exercises, but I find that this one is by far the most effective, because it goes through the entire every finger in a very, very good way and a difficult way. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Any questions? Unclear? Am I speaking too much? Whatever. Any thoughts? Please send a comment. Subscribe if you want to.